Alright guys, we're here doing another history hikes. This is the second installment of this new series that I'm starting here. And this is a series where I go around, hike around different places of the Northwest and explain some of the history of the area, and we'll go and explore some more forgotten sections of history. So yeah, we're gonna do that from now on this playlist. Today we are at Whipple Creek Park near Ridgefield, Washington. This is a big 300-acre park. It's about the same size as Lacamas Park over in Camas. Today we're just walking around. There's about 5 or so miles of trails here that you can take your horses on. You can go hiking or biking. And today we are at what is called Custard's Chimney. As you can see, it says it was built in 1930 by a man by the name of Ken Custards. As far as I know about this, I don't have any pictures that I've seen of the cabin that used to be here. Supposedly it was like a wood cabin, and then the chimney is all that's left here. This chimney is made out of rocks that probably came from the creek around here or the surrounding area. Natural stone, and then it's brick-laid fireplace here with a old Columbia brick here still. It says Columbia on it, and then all that's left really is just the metal hook for the fireplace flue, and just some scattered bricks left, nothing much. And then this is where the cabin supposedly was at. So today on this tour, we're going to take a look at some of the historic areas of Whipple Creek Park. The history of this park, as far as I know, is supposedly used to belong to several different families in this area, dating back to the late 1800s. This area does contain still some old growth trees. Most of it's second growth, though, because this area was logged over 100 years ago. So we're turning left onto the Custard Chimney Trail. And as you can see on the left, of course, we got evidence of horseback riders out here. And so we are going down now the hill, which probably was a road, an old wagon road, to get up to the cabin back in the day. But you can see we've got a long hill down to us here. And this is, the creek is at the bottom. This is the North Fork, Whipple Creek. They call it on the map, but in reality it doesn't have an official name. This one is because we're here during the beginning of August. The creek isn't really flowing to what it usually is. It's usually flowing pretty good, but now it's pretty much down to a trickle. So I'm going to take you up. This trail goes down, and then it goes switchbacks up. That's where we're going to go today. So this is a great area to take your kids if they're just starting out hiking. You get them going on a hiking experience, explore some neat areas. There's all kinds of trails. There's a little bit of ups and downs, but they could manage it probably pretty good. And it's hard to get lost here because there are trail maps, at all the major junctions. So as you can see, we're right here, and we're going to go up this trail around, and the South Ridge Loop, we're going to go down half of it, and then we're going to go down here to where the gazebo is and the old stone mill is. So that's where we're going to go today. So first, we're starting here at the little bridge here over North Fork Whipple Creek. Now, of course, we got more horses. There's the creek right there. Just flowing a little bit. The main creek is actually on the other side of the ridge up here. So that's where the mill is. So that creek flows usually a little bit better even during the summer when this creek is down to a trickle. So we're going up what is now called Carousel Hill. Not sure how they got that name, but they named all these trails out here. So there's all these different junctions here. There's a group of volunteers that maintain this park here. Really great group. They organize work parties to do work on the trail. I'm a member myself. I've helped out a few times out here. We put down new gravel. We trim back a lot of the vines, especially all this ivy, which can grow just like mad out here. As you can see, some of the trees are just getting swallowed up by this ivy. Stuff's very invasive. And, you know, we just managed to keep these trails open. And then we have some of these more primitive trails that are more dirt material. And they're usually closed during the fall and winter because they can just get so muddy. So, in our typical Pacific Northwest liquid sunshine that we get most of the year. But during the summer out here, it is absolutely gorgeous. Lots of sunshine. We're going on about our 6th week without any measurable rain, so things are getting kind of dry around here. So there's another map. Pause if you'd like to see it. So now we're going up the South Ridge Loop. That's where it came from on the left over there. So we're continuing up this hill. No horses today. I haven't seen any today. I saw a couple here last time, a couple weeks ago. The main parking lot is just off of, I forget the name of the street, but it's over just past the fairgrounds, Clark County Fairgrounds. If you know where that is, if you live in the area. Go past the fairgrounds, you turn left down this old road, and the parking lot's at the end of the road. Nice big parking lot. This place doesn't get crowded at all. Unlike Clackamas, where it's just overflowing with people. So now we're coming out into this big clearing here. And this clearing was a pasture at one point. When I recall reading on Facebook, is that they used to have cows out here back in the day when the families owned it. You got a picnic table out here if you want to have a picnic, and a couple of horse hitching posts so you can tie up your horse when you're eating your lunch. And yeah, this used to be like a little pasture out here that they would have sheep and cows out here, from what I've heard. This is like the only big clearing out here in the park. It is so nice to be out here. I love this place. I only found out about this about 4 or 5 years ago. And I never thought to check it out, but I did, and I instantly fell in love with it. Especially all the old historic stuff. Yeah, definitely wear some sturdy hiking shoes. Definitely come out here in like late spring, early summer. I think that's the best time to come out here. Maybe fall too. But winter out here, it could get very muddy out here. It is extremely muddy. Sometimes these trails are just choked with mud. Coming back into the woods now. And this trail is off to the left. The Burl Cutoff. That takes you over onto the other end of the South Ridge Loop. But we're gonna go straight today on the South Ridge Loop. This will take us down to the gazebo and the old mill. We'll talk more about the old mill and the gazebo when we get down there. So, the history of this park. I haven't been able to find a lot about it, but there were several families, about 5 or 6 different families that owned different areas of the park back in the day. And this was in private hands until about the 1980s, when they each donated a parcel to the county. And then I think it was like in the late 80s, early 90s, they turned this into a regional park. So, we're coming down now a little bit, and the creek is just beyond those trees over there. One thing I should also mention is that if you do come out here, I highly recommend wearing long pants, just because of the mosquitoes out here. We've had pretty bad mosquitoes out here this time of the year, and so they're usually pretty ravenous. I've got a few bites to attest to. I was like a little chipmunk. And yeah, the mosquitoes can be ravenous, so I would definitely recommend wearing long pants out here, and also putting on some bug spray before you get out here as well. It seems to help a lot. A tree that fell down recently. A couple of trees have fallen down here in the last year or so because we had a big snowstorm in February and we had a lot of rain during the spring. Yeah, this place is never busy. Great place to walk amongst nature stuff. It's very quiet out here. It's so wonderful. Some beautiful trees out here as well. We got cedar trees, and we've got dead firs out here. Again, most of this stuff is second growth forest, but there is still a few patches, especially in the far eastern ridges of the park, that are old growth. Like this is a perfect example right here. This big tree here is definitely old growth. Sorry, I'm just shooing all these little mosquitoes out of the way. They're kind of getting at me again today. I put the bug spray on. That's if I stand too long, they'll start biting me, so we're just gonna keep walking. And we're looking for a trail down here that's going to take us to the gazebo. It's a really neat little area down here. Should be branching off to the right here pretty soon. Okay, I think the trail should be right up here. It's a small trail, you gotta be watching for it. I know there's a little sign that tells you which trail it is. It's nice that these trails are marked out here. So, if you've been out here several times like I have, you eventually will get the hang of knowing where you are. Here it is, right up here. This is the Diney's Trail Junction. That goes about the length of the South Ridge Loop off there to the left. But we're gonna go down here. This trail is a lot more overgrown, so it's gonna be a little bit difficult maneuvering through here. Let's see if we can make it down okay. Oh, we'll be fine. This little trail will actually take us down to the creek and where the gazebo is. There's a few things of interest down here I know you guys would want to see. There's some really neat hidden things in this park. Most people know about the mill. Some people know about the chimney. Not many people know about the gazebo down here because it's kind of off the main trail. It's pretty overgrown back here. Watch out for all these blackberry bushes as well. Tell this trail doesn't get a lot of use. And there's probably poison oak out here too, but it's fine. All right, now we're going down to the chimney. I think it's this way. I haven't been down here in a while, so kind of forget my way down here. Okay, so here we go. We're heading down to the gazebo now. It's in like this little clearing over here along this like loop of the creek. There's a lot of blackberry bushes back here. Holy crap. It is very overgrown. Wow. Oh. It's extremely overgrown back here. I get pricked to death. Wow, I don't remember it being this overgrown. This is crazy. Oh my goodness. Literally looks like there isn't a trail. Yeah, that's been a long time since the volunteers have been out here to trim it. I'll have to let them know about this area. It desperately needs to be trimmed. Oh good, I didn't get pricked. All these blackberry bushes are just crazy. Wow. This is crazy. I was here just maybe about a month and a half ago, and it wasn't even this overgrown. Amazing. So there's the gazebo. Kind of see the roof of it. See if we can get closer without killing anything. What the hell is that over there? What is that? I have no idea. What? That's weird. What the hell? Okay, that's weird. That wasn't there last time. I have no idea what that's all about. But this is the gazebo. This is called Castle's Gazebo. This was built by a guy who's one of the volunteers, one of the head volunteers. His name is Tyler Castle. I believe his grandfather built this gazebo back in the day when his family owned part of this land out here. So it's built in like a bend of the creek. There's like an old little rope swing over there, and then the creek flows from over here, and then it flows around the gazebo, and then it goes that way. So yeah, it's like a little gazebo out here, very old. Most of the roof is now gone. It used to be intact still up until about 5 or 6 years ago, but it's really starting to deteriorate now. And this section here especially, you can see the planks are starting to sag. So I imagine once those go, it's going to bring down this whole thing with it. It may happen next year if we get another snowstorm or whatever. It used to be just covered with ferns on top of it. So most of this area has been pretty much neglected for years. So this probably dates back to like the 1950s or 60s maybe. But yeah, this half is all gone now. The mill is just beyond those blackberry bushes back there, so we'll go check that out now as we head back into the blackberry bushes. Ow. And then this concrete platform here, we weren't exactly sure what this was, but Tyler Castle pointed out on Facebook that this was actually a dance floor for his family back in the day. They had the gazebo, and then they had this concrete slab put in, and this was all like a dance floor. So they'd be out here dancing at night and stuff. It was really neat little place that he had, he said. So there's the gazebo over there, and then the creek's right back there. And I think he said there also used to be a bridge right over where the gazebo is as well, but that's long gone. So we're gonna go back over here, and there's one more thing on this trail that I'd like to show you before we go down to the mill. Well, actually two more things. First, we'll go check out the creek here. The creek goes over this like little thing of rocks. I jokingly would call it Whipple Falls, but it's not really much of a waterfall. So here's the main Whipple Creek. It says on the maps it's called South Fork Whipple Creek, but it's actually officially the Whipple Creek. So it flows over these nice little rocks here, makes a nice little sound. When the mosquitoes aren't out here, it's a nice place to sit and have a drink or have a snack or something. I believe Tyler Castle said that he used to use this to cross over onto the other side of the land there before they had the bridge put in. So yeah, this is the lowest point of Whipple Creek. This creek does flow pretty well in the wintertime after we have rain or after a big storm. So we are going to go back onto the trail here. And then this thing right here on the left, this old metal pole. Kind of see it through the blackberry tree. See this little metal pole right there sticking up? This is actually, you can't really see it well, but this was actually used as like a carousel. It was like one of those old-fashioned school playground carousels that would like turn. You would sit on it, and then it would turn, and then it would have like a swing thing on it, on top, where they would like dangle down, and then you would hang on to it. But it's still here. Still kind of spins as well. There we go. You can see the big springs there as well. So we're gonna go check out the mill now, which is like the highlight of the park. If we can get back here again. God, the overgrowth is just, it's incredible. You can tell it's been a long time since people have gone down there. I just tripped again, of course. Go back up here. And it's back this way. Okay, we're gonna head back onto the main trail here now. This is the main north-south trail that takes you from one end of the park where the parking lot is on the north side down to the south. So we're now coming down the north-south trail. Now, the highlight, Stone Mill, also called Hilborn Stone Mill. This was built beginning about 1940. Took 20 years to construct. And we'll go check it out down here. Alright, so the old mill was built in 1940. It took 20 years to build. It's finished in 1960. People think it's a lot older, but it's actually pretty recent. This was built by a man named Day Walter Hilborn, Hilborn. Day Hilborn was probably Clark County's most notable architect, and he designed many buildings in Clark County, particularly around Vancouver. He built the Clark County Courthouse. He built the Lupke Florist building downtown. And he built a couple of other structures as well, but this was his property that he had called Stonebridge. The neat thing about it is that it was spelled Stonbridge. And so here's the mill. He built this mill to power his property. There was a water wheel right over there in that little alcove, and it used to turn a generator inside the building there. The structure was built out of native stone with mortared together with cement. And then that's where the water wheel was. And then there was like a wooden flume there that would hang over and would spill the water onto the wheel. Wheel spun, and then it turned the generator inside the building. That generated the electricity. That trickling water you hear was the mill's source of power. There's a few springs over on the other side of the building here, and he built this on the left of the mill building here. You can't see it really much anymore because it's just so overgrown, but it's actually an earthen dam. And this dam formed this pond. It was about 12 feet deep, and the springs filled it up and filled it up enough where he had fish. There's a few old pictures online on Facebook that I've seen. Just gotta be careful here. And he had fish in here, rose some trout. There was like a little wooden dock right about here, and the springs dammed up this area here. This was all a pond. Doesn't look like anything now, but this was all a pond about 12 feet deep. I've seen some old pictures of him actually building this mill. It's the only few pictures we have of this area of the park back in the day. And then after he died in 1972, I believe it was, his family drained the pond eventually, and then this area just fell into decline. There you go, you can still see some old remnants of the dock there, the old little wooden dock. This area fell into decline. The mill was vandalized. Loose stone was falling apart. The roof caved in. And then the volunteers were formed, and one of the main focuses was to restore the mill. And so that's where we're at today. This roof is new within the last year or so, and they're just waiting on the rest of the funding to complete the restoration of this mill. They re-mortared some of the stone here. And then there eventually is going to, somebody's got the water wheel in storage. Water wheel has been found. And then eventually they're going to restore that and then put it up onto the mill here. And then hopefully, the main goal is to hopefully get this mill back into operation so we can see it spinning again, which would be really, really cool. So that's kind of see where the dam is, right over here. There it is, right over there, kind of behind all those blackberry thorns and stuff. So yeah, this is over here. And then just over here, there was one more little structure, and it was the first project that Day Hilborn did for this area, and that was where he got the name Stonebridge. It was an actual little bridge across Whipple Creek. It was a wooden span across the creek, and then it had two stone abutments on each side. And I've seen an old picture, and it even had little gargoyle heads on the stone abutments. Well, the bridge abutments are still there. The gargoyles are long gone. But the wooden span has since washed into the creek, and now it's sitting at the bottom of the creek. And it's pretty overgrown, and if you wouldn't know, you wouldn't think there was a bridge that ever existed over there. But there is. It's just hidden behind all these insane blackberry bushes and thorns. So there's another little hitching post over there as well. And then that takes us back up around. But we're going to stop here today. So definitely come out to Whipple Creek Park and definitely join the volunteers here. They're always looking for new people to help with trail work and restoration. And you'll be able to work on projects like this. So definitely check out their Facebook page. It's the Whipple Creek Park Restoration group or committee or something like that. Just type in Whipple Creek Park and you'll find the page, obviously, on Facebook. And yeah, they meet about, I think it's about once a month or so. They have a work party and they go out and fix trails and everything. So yeah, if you're not into that, definitely come out here with the kids or the family. Great place to take them. Check out some neat old history out here, stuff that many people in Clark County don't even know exist. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoy it.